Good afternoon, and I say afternoon because it is noon. And we want to welcome you to the Cannon County Chamber Connection. And this is provided to us by DTC Cable Television Channel 3. And if you don't have that, you should. And if you're watching this, you do. And so we want to congratulate you for that because we think everybody should have it. Get a lot of local history, a lot of local shows. So we appreciate them giving the chamber the time to do this. And of course, this show is hosted by Carolyn Motley, which is me. And I am with the Chamber of Commerce and also Connie Rigsby.
Yes, glad to be here.
And Connie's with a number of things, but she is mainly the director of our Senior Citizen Center and also the vice president of the Chamber of Commerce. So
Yes.
I have
Lots
to
of
have
hats.
her on there. You know.
We work well together. We work well together.
Yes,
so we work very well together. But we've got a lot of things going on for February, of course. Lots of guests that we have today. We've got some exciting things for our show. And Carolyn's worked on a variety of events that are going on that we need to talk about. So you want to get into our guest first thing?
Yes, the first guest we have on here is one of our businesses. And of course, we're always interested in shopping at home, and these people can do this for you. If you need hardware items, lumber items, anything having to do with building, light bulbs, and I believe a number of other things, and one of them that I'd never heard of before, but Potter's Ace Hardware has them. And we have with us today representatives for Potter's, and that is Philip Reed.
Hey there, Philip.
And Molly Arnold. And Molly and I we do a lot of things together. We've done the radio and everything, so she's seasoned. Philip's not seasoned.
Today's Philip's first time on TV, so you're good. Well, I have to say, Philip, my family is a true believer in Ace. Oh, my husband feels like he has to come every weekend to look at the specials.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to miss something if he's not there on Saturday to find out what's on sale.
Yeah.
And so what have we got going on this month?
This month we got a contractor special, that great stuff expanding foam. It's $3.79, and the roofing felt's on sale for $16.49, and we got a 50-gallon water heater that sells for $2.59.
So you have everything. I mean, literally,
Everything.
we go in, paint. I know that's a
Paint.
big section. I know I've worked
Yes.
with you quite a bit on paint. A thing that I like about the paint there at Ace Potter is that you keep it on file. So
Yes.
if I use a certain color and then I come back in 6 months and can't
You can
remember,
pull it up and mix you another gallon.
and I think that's something very good that you can work on.
It is.
So besides your contractor specials, I mean, you've ordered several things for me that
Special orders. We do probably 15, 20 special orders a week, you know, that people come in and want something that they can't get, and we just
Of
order
course,
it.
you have lumber and everything, but your contractor specials can also be bought by other people besides
Yes,
contractors,
it's for
right?
everybody. That's right. It's not specific to contractors. It's anybody that comes in gets the sales. So
And Molly, do you give lessons on how to lay tile and?
Well, sure.
Well, I figured
Yeah.
you did. You just look like the type that did. I just figured you
Workshop.
did.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I see Molly when I check out, and so she usually is helping me check out. But what are the areas that you work with there at Ace?
I do all of the bookkeeping. I handle the money, make deposits,
wow.
do all that stuff.
I didn't realize you did all that.
Any tax exempt stuff, you know, I handle all that. And I'm cashier too. I'm usually up front, so.
You're the smiling
Yeah,
face that
I'm
we
the
see.
only girl there, so. That's
This
always
is a
great.
lot of women's dream. Now, I'll just tell you that right now to
Well,
be the only
good.
girl
Y'all
there.
come down to Ace Hardware.
Well,
Fix you up.
that's the thing that I talk about with everybody, that they're very friendly and
They
willing to
are
help.
friendly.
And if there's something that you want and it's not there at the store, like Philip said, that they can order it.
yes.
I know one of the things that we had to do is we had a banquet table, a 6-foot round table that broke, and we had a special event coming up, and I needed it pretty quick.
Pretty quick, and we got it.
Yeah, we did. We got it and delivered on the day we needed and everything.
right.
And so we used those, and that was very good.
But you do have a lumber yard.
We do. We got a full line of lumber, competitive pricing. We can do lumber packages, whatever.
Tools,
Tools, any kind of tools,
light bulbs,
light bulbs.
you got it all
And the
done.
it all.
plumbing, I know you have a plumbing section.
We do. We've done a lot of plumbing here lately with the people's pipes busting and everything, but
Very active.
That was a very active section.
it's been the best sellers.
Yes.
And I noticed something, the aisle that I like to go down is where the canning items and
Yes.
a lot of household items that you have. So you do carry
Yes. A
quite
lot
a
of
bit
stuff
of
that you can't find anywhere else. We will have it.
Yeah,
for
and we
can.
have pressure cooker replacement parts. Yeah, Steve Roberts that works down there with us, he has a lot of experience with stuff like that. So anything you need replaced to do your canning, he can help you out with that too.
And a gardening section. I know that you carry
Yes,
quite a few
they do.
gardening items and plants for
Yes.
spring.
We have Bonnie plants that come in. We sell seeds. We have a full
Our s-
variety of seeds.
Our seeds coming in late February, so we'll get sweet
We've
potatoes,
already,
onions. So
We've got some tomato seeds in right now, flower seeds. Some
I'm ready
broccoli
for it.
seeds.
I don't know about you, but
I think
You
everybody.
may have to plant it in the ice, but it's okay. I'm ready for it too. This has been a really cold winter. It has
well,
been.
one of the things I have to mention about Philip just joined us on the chamber.
Yes, I'm glad to be a part of it.
Yes, he did. He is one of our new chamber members.
It'll be something different to.
And next time you see him, he'll be completely different. Won't be the same.
He won't be the same
It
person. after-
changes everyone, believe me.
Well, we're glad to have you on the chamber,
Well, thank
and
you.
I know that Ace Hardware is glad to have you there. So hours for Ace?
We're open 7 to 6 Monday through Friday, and then 7 to 5 on Saturday.
Closed on Sunday.
Closed on
Closed on
Sundays.
Sunday.
And Molly, I'm going to ask you this question. What's the most unusual thing you have in the store?
Well, you asked me that on the radio, and a walnut, like it picks up walnuts.
Grabber.
Yeah, it's a grabber, and it rolls.
I had never heard of that.
Never seen it till I started working there, and like apple pickers that you put an extension pole on, and they'll just grab it.
Those I've heard of.
Yes.
The walnut picker-upper. I
Yeah, I
haven't
mean, it's
heard
just like this little round like
What would you
cage
need the
thing.
walnut picker upper for? I
to
guess,
pick up walnuts.
but I mean,
Or pecans, whatever.
I'm
really.
just not out in the yard picking up
Yeah, you
walnuts on a regular basis.
Well, you got to have a walnut tree.
Well, I guess if I had a walnut tree, I'd need a walnut picker upper.
They don't just grow.
I go to the store and buy mine.
Already shelled.
Already shelled. You're absolutely correct. That is an odd item to
Yes,
have.
If you don't have one of those,
we can get them.
that's right. Ace Hardware's the place. I'll
Yeah.
just tell you right now, you need to go there and get them. Of course, you have specials, every month, every
Yes.
day, every week you have flyers that come out
Yes.
and
They usually run for the month, like those contractor specials, they change per month. And then we have ones that change every month that usually come out in the paper too. They come in the courier. So those change every month. That's another thing.
so see, you can shop at home right here.
Yes.
If you need hardware items of any kind of lumber, anything like that, these are the people you need to see. And it's Potter's Ace Hardware. And where are you located in Woodbury?
948 South McCrary Street, right next to Save-A-Lot.
That's right. And for those of you that haven't been down there lately, that used to be Piggly Wiggly. So that's,
beside
and now it's Save-A-Lot and Ace Hardware's right next door to them. Nice store, nice people, good prices, close to home. What more can you ask?
One more thing I'd like to say, we just started launched our new Valspar paint. So we just redone our whole paint area, and it's fresh and clean. And Valspar paint, it's paint and primer. It's good paint. So come by and check it out.
I've used Ace Paint before, and
good
it is
stuff.
good paint.
The one paint that you had, I know last year, it was listed as the #1
It's
paint
called
out there.
Clark and Kensington. It's ranked #1. We had that also available.
That
so
was really good stuff.
It is good paint.
Good paint. I mean, we went over some areas at our center that had some major issues, and it really did such a good job.
And it has a primer in it also.
So new color swatches and colors
Yes.
came out for
We got a whole
Valspar.
new section over there. It's really
Yeah,
nice.
Valspar Aspire is what we carry. And we have the professional grade of Valspar. And then we kept our Clark and Kensington and some of the Royal, which is without a paint and primer in one.
So any size you can get.
We also have sample pints now. That's one thing that we've added in is sample pints. $4.99, you get a pint of whatever color you want to try out, see if you like it. So
So
that's
when you
one
go
thing we
in and you see
wasn't-
the little color splotches on the wall, that's
Yes,
those.
yes, that's those.
We,
And,
we women like that.
yes, it's very handy.
Because we change our mind a lot.
Yes.
Something that looks good on the can doesn't always look that way on the wall. So
Yep, yep.
if you can try it out first, that helps. Well, yeah, is there anything else last final words you'd like to leave us with, except?
We
Come check us out.
That's right.
Yeah.
appreciate your business.
Come see us.
Yeah,
We
there
I
you
appreciate
go.
the business. And I
appreciate
keep
the
it here in
business.
Woodbury, so.
That's right.
That's
Yep.
right.
That's what we like.
Well, I know that with all of our guests that we've got going on today, we've got some special things coming up. But one of the gentlemen that's going to be joining us right now, we think about him in certain ways, and some people may have it in their mind that he's coming after you for something. But I know him as putting on some really well events for the community, family-oriented events for the community, and he is our wildlife resource agent here for, is it just for Cannon County?
Just Cannon County.
So this is Mark Vance. If you've not met Mark before, we've had you on before.
Yes,
This is
ma'am.
a return visit.
Return visit.
But-
I think I was on about this time last year. if I
Well,
remember right.
you have your big event that comes up in the spring.
June.
It'll be, I believe,
Summer?
the second Saturday in June, if
Okay.
I'm not mistaken. That's going to be the fishing rodeo. We've not nailed down that day. Our fishing proclamations and all are just now coming through, so, but we'll know that. I'll probably know that next 3 or 4 weeks and get that out there and get it on some calendars so that some folks can kind of be making some preparations to attending, and a lot of businesses here in town also help me with that, you know.
He asked me last year if I really thought this was that big a deal. Well, when our river is lined up with kids and grown people and everything else, and I thought, yeah. And then this year he tells me, he goes, well, I don't know how much to advertise this. I've run out of room. You had many last year, 150?
I had 125 signed up participants last year. And myself and some other folks that helped kind of organize it, we were standing back looking. There's not much more room for folks to fish. I mean, you can fish, but you're only going to be fishing in 2 inches of water, and there's nothing to fish there.
Minnows.
Yeah, that's right. So people want to fish in the deep water. So I'm kind of running out of room. You know, it's not that I don't want to advertise it. You know, it's just, and it's a good thing that surrounding areas have their free fishing day also, so that people have a choice. You know, they can go right straight over here to DeKalb County, just across the county line. They have one over here on Pea Ridge. 2 or 3 different locations in Murfreesboro. So there are other places to go, but, you know, to start one here in the county and have it being this big a success is a wonderful thing.
Now, you have a lot of sponsors for this. I know that last year each of the children got a tackle box.
Right.
And then also the American Legion
Right?
helps fund this as far as for hot dogs and
Yeah, they took care of
different
all
things.
the
And the
cooking and all the
Moonlight
food.
Drive-In gave them all free movie tickets,
Right.
you know, so there's a good little gift bag that
Yeah,
goes
that's,
with
you know,
that.
and that was, you know, people kind of question me, what are the what are the prizes? What do people get? Well, one thing, I didn't want to have to measure all those fish that people were catching. But so this way, everybody gets a prize. When they get there, they've got their prize, and if they leave with a mess of fish, hey, that's great, you know.
Because
The-
this is in conjunction with your free fishing day.
That's it. Free fishing day that, of course, I hold it for my individuals 12 and under. They don't necessarily have to have a license anyway, but it's an opportunity for them to, they're not competing with anybody else other than someone their age, and, you know, they can just go just fish and have a big time.
But little kids like to fish.
Oh yeah, they have a ball with it. You know, to see a 4 or 5 year old catch their first catfish and it's, you know, it's a pound or 2 fish. Oh, that's just that's a memory that will stick with you for your lifetime, especially if you can put it on film. But you know, even me, I can remember the first big catfish I ever caught. I was just a tickled little fella. So you know, that's a great
Did you
thing.
put it on the wall?
No, I put it in my belly.
Best place to have it.
Hey, fried
I'm
catfish.
trying not to picture this.
But I've got something coming up here next month. It's
All
yeah,
right.
it's
Well, you
interesting
need
little
to
thing.
tell us about that.
Well, hunter safety course. A lot of people say it's a hunter safety. Well, it's not necessarily. I want hunters to be able to participate, but anybody that wants to learn more about gun safety and safe gun handling, that's the key to this course. Now, you're not going to be a certified. It's not going to certify you to do anything other than have your hunter safety course. But next month, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th, and 7th
Okay.
Of March, I'm having it over at the Lions Club. That's open for anybody that wants to take it that is 9 years of age or older. The key that I say 9, if they turn 10 years old before the upcoming turkey season, which is the last Saturday in March, they have to have hunter safety in order to be able to hunt.
Okay.
And the cutoff date for that, or if you were born after January 1st, 1969, you have to have hunter safety. But if you were going to Fort Campbell to hunt or going out of state, say you got drawn to go to Wyoming or Colorado, they require everyone to come that comes to hunt to have hunter safety. So it's a good way to come take it. It's free of charge, doesn't cost anything, just some time to come up there, and I'm not going to guarantee a pass, but I've not had anybody fail yet.
So you need folks to sign up for this because that space is limited to how many people you can
I've
handle.
got 40 people. I put it at 40 people, but let's say if I've got 43 or 45 that sign up that want to take it, I've got room for those. They want me to put a limit in there. I've not gone over 40 people yet in my classes, but if I do, I've got room for them.
So is this a new requirement that they're having to do for this age 10, or is this?
No, we're not supposed to certify anybody at 9, but that way, if this person turns 10 after my course is done and before the turkey season, that way I can go ahead and certify them because they'll be 10 come hunting season and they'll be certified and they'll have that hunter safety certificate.
So to get licensed here in Cannon County, are there certain places that you go that?
Here in the county, there's only two places that actually sell the license. The main one being that everybody goes to is Highway 53 Market. But the neat thing is now with these smartphones, you can sit down with a smartphone and buy it on your smartphone. You can buy it at a computer. They've got all those availability, so you don't even have to leave home to buy a hunt license.
And so you can actually get like a one-day pass too for a lot of.
You can buy a one-day pass. You can buy a 3-day pass. Let's say you got some relatives that come in from out of town that want to go hunting or fishing. You can go right online and you can buy those 1-day or 3-day hunting passes, fishing passes.
So I know you said turkey season's coming up.
Last Saturday in March.
So is that our next?
That's our next big season. Right now, all the big game seasons have closed.
Okay.
We still have rabbit and quail, squirrel season. Those are still open. But the wood duck season, or not wood duck, the duck season just closed. This past weekend was the Young Sportsman's Duck Hunt, and that was the final weekend for the duck season. But
I think you should add a season.
for
Snakes.
now we've talked about snakes, Miss Carol.
Yes, we have.
Carolyn is on it.
She don't like him snakes, and I
No,
understand that.
I don't.
And I said
you-
that like a true country gentleman. He don't like him snakes.
No, I don't. And I'm probably guilty of breaking your laws.
Well, that
I may need to take that gun safety, except I didn't kill it with a gun.
I have a brother-in-law that will hurt himself to get away from a snake that is completely harmless.
Well, that's a side. Well, I
know,
don't know one from another, and I don't want
A
to
green
know it.
snake may only get 18 inches long. He is terrified of that green snake. All that thing he eats is insects, but he is literally terrified of snakes.
It's
And he won't kill them in my presence, but I know it doesn't when I'm not around. And I understand if they're threatening you or
Close your eyes.
that's some things have to be done, and I understand it. And I had to kill a very large rattlesnake that I did not feel comfortable catching. I didn't want to catch him. He was so big and large, and he was right at my father-in-law's back door. And I had to dispatch that snake, and this has been years
Oh,
ago.
yeah,
but,
well, I'd have been moving, I'll tell you right now.
they were watching out the windows. They wasn't coming outside.
I wouldn't have been going out there
was a
for
very large
months after.
I
Without-
board up that door, I'll just say
We
it
just won't use that area anymore. That's
but anyway,
exactly my thing.
Well, I think gun safety, if you're going to be out there shooting, I don't care what age you are, you ought to know how to handle a gun safely.
Yes, ma'am. And that's what this is not, I would hope that this is really the beginning, especially for these young folks that take it. This is their first learning experience. And me, I have tried to continue learning about guns, and different guns are always coming out to be able to operate them. Somebody hands you a new gun. The key to it is ask a question. Where's the safety? How do I check to see if it's loaded? If we could do that with the kids today, I don't think we'd have any, I would hope that we wouldn't have any accidental shootings if they learned those two things.
So how do they get in touch with you to get signed up for the classes?
They can go on to tnwildlife.org, which is the TWRA website.
Okay.
go under their 400s, and then under 400s, they'll find where to find a hunter safety course. And there'll be a lot of them listed, and there's a place in there that you can put in a zip code 37190, and it'll give you the ones closest to you, and it'll be here.
And if you missed that, you can call Carolyn, and she'll probably have that
And you
information
better
for
leave
you.
that for me before
I'll
you
do
leave.
that. I'll do that.
What other events do you have? I mean, we've got this one that's coming up in March and then the one in June. Is there anything else in the remainder of the year that?
Well, not that I'm personally sponsoring myself, but I'm taking part in the good old days. I think you've got a little bit to deal with
Just
that,
a
don't you?
little bit to do with it.
I'm bringing out the wildlife trailer again. Now, there's some new stuff that I'm adding to it. So there'll be some of the same things that people saw last year. I was really well pleased. Had a lot of people. I had another officer come over from another county. We sat there all day on Saturday. We probably talked to 500-600 people that just walked through our exhibit, not even that come up to me and talk. But that was a real nice day. So we've added some new things to it, sprucing it up just a little bit. So there'll be some new things to see in their wildlife trailer.
Did you get wet?
No, I didn't get wet. I got lucky. I had a good parasol to have over my head, so I stayed fairly dry.
Hey, it's either gonna, do some type of weather. All of the weather's
It'll
possibly.
be 95 degrees or raining, so I think I'll take the rain in a little bit.
That's exactly right. Well, Mark, it's always fun to have you on, and I know folks, I know you do a great job in the community because people are really talking about you.
Oh, the
some-
fishing rodeo's wonderful. I mean, you have as many adults.
But yeah, I have.
Now, we haven't told them really when you're talking about these 3 foot, 4 or 5 pound catfish. You seed that river, don't you?
I will take, when they unload the fish this year, I will take some pictures. Last year wasn't the best. They put the fish in there the night before the rodeo, so there wasn't a whole lot of fish caught. But if you remember, 2 days before I had that event, the water was rolling over the dam like it is this morning. There
Right.
wouldn't have been any fish.
No, they've been in
They would've been-
Murfreesboro.
they'd been in Murfreesboro, that's
They've been in
correct.
Murfreesboro, by
But
the way.
I mean, you do put some in there
Oh, yeah.
to make
we
sure
we
that
put,
they.
put 250 pounds of catfish in there last year. Now, the sad part was, 2 days later, people were catching catfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that's a good thing too. That gives us me opportunity to check some fishing license.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do your job.
I think that's
Well,
called.
that's what they pay me for.
That's what they pay you for. Absolutely. Keep everybody straight. Well, Mark, I appreciate you coming out and being on the show with us. And anytime you've got information, especially to keep our viewers in check and safety all oriented at all times, we're
And
glad to have you.
Get your license for whatever you're doing, if it's
License will be
fishing
up.
or hunting
Yeah, they will
or.
be.
They'll be up the end of February 28th. License will go on sale in 10 days, 14 days. You can go ahead and buy your new license, but February 28th, the new license got to have them, or March 1st, you got to have them. Thank you, ladies. Appreciate y'all's time.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, it's always fun to talk to him.
Yeah, it is.
I always get a lot of information, and I have a lot of family members that really, truly love to hunt and fish and all of that, and that is right up their alley. But we have special guests,
Oh,
Carolyn.
we do.
I feel
and they're-
special.
I do too. I feel like I ought to be in that display. The Art Center. What more can I say? The Art Center of Cannon County. Wonderful. Adds to everything, brings in hundreds of people. This week, we have had the Beauty and the Beast. And we have Belle with us.
Yes.
And the Beast. And you don't look half as scary as I thought you would.
I try.
So both of you are in the play and doing lead roles. Right there. So, what has been your experience with the play so far?
It's been really great. It's just a great group of people to work with, and the director, Miss Janine Morgan, she's a wonderful woman to work with. Just been a really great experience to, get to know everyone and grow kind of like a family together.
And how many is in the cast?
I think it's double cast, but I think as a total it's 53 children.
Okay,
Just a
now,
lot of people.
that's just in the cast.
53.
We have had busloads of children in here daily to this week, and probably will continue. I know they've had a good time because I can hear them from my office, so I know they have had a good time. but little kids big kids love this.
I love this.
I do too. I like her dress.
Well, yes. Well, I know your role as the Beast, double duty here.
Yes, ma'am.
So have you inspired to do this role before, or have you been in plays before?
I have. I've been involved in around 9 or 10 productions at this art center, and I always enjoy doing shows here. It's a very wonderful, wonderful place to be. This role, when I found out they were doing Beauty and the Beast, I had to audition. I love this show. It's a great story, wonderful meaning.
And it is a musical.
Yes, ma'am. It's a wonderful musical. The music is very beautiful. It's magical. It's a great show.
Oh, all right.
It was
Well,
fun.
I hear it in there, and it sounds magical. It does.
So leading up to a production, how many hours of practice?
Oh, wow.
A lot. This show we've had probably less than would have been what we would have liked to have comfortably, but it's been about 2 hours a day for 5 days a week for each week leading up to the show.
Wow. So that's just not children's time, because do you drive?
I do not.
I do.
I do. So your parents are involved heavily.
Yeah.
Back
Very
and
much
forth.
And
so.
even though I'm driving, my mom is still back there. She's helping me get dressed. She's doing makeup. She's wonderfully talented, wonderful, and it's great to have people back there to work with. Especially.
So the costumes, I mean, we absolutely love the costumes. I really am always impressed when I come to a play here of how you get into the role. And so do you find that? Does someone here find those costumes for you?
Well, it depends. A lot of the costumes were provided here. Both of my dresses for this show, my sister actually made them.
Wow.
She's incredible. I don't know how she does it, but it comes off and looks great. So, yeah, it depends on specifically the dress. Like this one needed to be, the yellow dress for Belle. But a lot of the villagers' costumes were provided here by the theater.
Wow.
There's a lot of villagers. I've seen them. There are.
There's a lot of folks
There's a
in
lot.
this
I've
play.
seen them running around. And plus, I hear the comments from the little kids that come to it on the buses. And we've had buses from DeKalb County, Rutherford County, Warren County. And I think you did 3 shows on, what day was it? Monday or
Tuesday, yeah.
Okay.
That's a
And
lot.
so that's a lot of shows. And
For a
that's
singer, that's a
kind of-
lot of time.
That's kind of one right after another, right? I mean, we get 1 bus load or 2 bus loads
Yes.
gone, and then here comes 2 more, so.
So how do you prepare yourself for that? I mean,
Well, Charlotte and I have been in a few school shows.
Yeah.
We've actually been in one together at this art center in the previous year, and you wake up early, you eat what you can, and you get here on time. And like I said, I've got my mom backstage. She puts on my makeup. We get ready, and then throughout the show, she's reapplying makeup, and then we're almost done. We're done with the show, and we're excited. We're done with the show. Then we got another show. The art center's full again, and then we do one more show, and then we're done. So
you feed off the audience a lot, I would think.
yes. So it's always good to have a good audience. It's always
And
good.
little kids, they love things
They
like
do.
that.
It's always great to hear kids in awe whenever Charlotte Belle walks up on the stage in her dress in her first appearance. They're always gasping, and it's just a great experience to hear that.
Well, you're not that scary.
Well,
And then I,
currently I am Prince Adam.
Okay.
Is who he is, the Beast. He's transformed into the hideous beast because he did not allow an enchantress to come and stay in his castle for the night. And he turned her away, and she turned into a beautiful enchantress and turned him into a hideous beast. And all of the characters, all of the workers that worked in the castle are all turned into enchanted objects. So that's how that happens.
Well, I will have to say one of the things that I've noticed on keeping up with the website at the Art Center is the stage, the painting of the stage. That is a piece of art
It's
in itself.
incredible. Yeah, the first day when we walked in, the designer, he ended up staying up pretty much all night painting the stage, and we walked in the next day, and it was just breathtaking. I mean, it's incredible the amount of detail that it took to create that. it's incredible.
And you've got to figure when you're done, then it's going to be something else.
Somebody's going to paint over that. That's what's going to be
Right.
amazing to me. Somebody is going to paint over that and do something else.
Yeah.
Because there'll be another show.
I had our fair share in painting that stage.
Yeah.
I don't remember where I read, but we have around 400, 500 slabs of paint on that stage.
You can tell a good center from that. You really can.
I've always wondered how far, if we got rid of all the paint, how much deeper the stage would be.
You'd be old.
Because we've got so much.
Build up.
I mean,
You'd be a lot older by the time you did that.
it's
You'll be
taller
driving,
on
at least.
stage than it is backstage. When you go off stage, there's about an inch of a step that you have to go down.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes in the dark, it's hard to see me just trip, but it's fun.
So how many shows
Yes.
are left?
Well, we have only 4 more days of school shows, but we have 6 more days for the weekend shows, evening performances.
Okay.
And also, you're going to be, they're going to be something at the Blue Porch where it's to have breakfast.
Yes,
with
tell us
Bill.
about that.
I'm really excited about that. That's one of my favorite things about any role is getting to talk to the kids afterwards. And like Matt was saying, hearing the gasps when I come out in the yellow dress. And so I'm really excited because get to hang out with the kids in the Blue Porch, and it's going to be great. Just with some of the lead characters from the castle are going to be there, and we really just in character get to talk with the kids and hang out with them. It's going to be really fun.
This is just like Walt Disney. I mean, this is
It
like
is.
going to Disney World.
Yes,
you get
'cause
to
you can eat
have
with
breakfast.
Goofy or whoever
Yeah. So to get tickets now, there's tickets for that. So they have to buy breakfast, and that's a
Yes.
whole event. So
Yeah, I think that's a $20 ticket for the morning. We have 2 different days of that on the 8th and the 15th. And there are 2 each day there, in the 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock. So there's a lot of opportunity, 8:30, excuse me, yeah. So there's a lot of opportunities for that to happen. I'm really excited about it.
Well, you should be. And the little kids will
they will
get
love this.
excited.
Now, okay, parents, if you're
But
out
they're
there,
gonna want-
grandparents,
they're gonna
if you're
want
out
you to
there,
look ugly.
get you a ticket.
Yes.
You're going to be the best mother, grandmother, whatever
Yes.
in the world if you can
Yes.
pull this off and get a ticket for that, because they will remember this for a lifetime. They
They
really
will.
will. It will
They
be so
will.
much fun. I might have to get me a
for
ticket.
a few years. Can we sit beside you if we come down?
That will be fun. Well, great. I think that is a wonderful
I
thing.
think this is great, and I think the Art Center does a great job of doing these things. And you've got to look at it like this. Some of those little children that you're performing to, this will probably be the only opportunity that they will have to see something like this live.
So
you know.
they do look up to you, even though they may understand or may not understand that you're in a character or whatever, but you're still, maybe somebody goes to school with or whatever.
It's
so.
just such a blessing to get to invest in their lives, in any way, and in a way that we love, something we love doing. So it's such a cool and unique opportunity to get to be in a show like this.
We're going to see her on Broadway.
Wait, how old are you? How old are you?
I'm 16.
16,
I'm 17.
17. Wow. How long have you been acting?
Other than like church plays and things like that, it's been since I was 13, so 3 or 4 years, yeah.
Okay, and you?
Other besides church productions and things like that, I started when I was about 13, 14.
Got the bug. Got the bug.
Yeah, you
Got the
did.
bug. It is.
Actually, one of my first community performances was at this art center.
What was it?
It was 13 the musical,
Okay.
and that was when I was 13.
So good. Do you
And,
remember
and
that?
you sing?
I do,
And dance?
yes. I say I can dance.
The beast doesn't have to dance very much. He waltzes, I think.
Yes, he
couple
does have
waltz.
to dance. Now, when he turns looking like this, maybe the beast.
Well, this is
And
very
you
good.
sing.
I do, yes. It's one of my favorite things. I think I sing too much at home. Bother my family a little
there's
bit,
never
but
too much.
Yeah, they'll get over it.
Just wear that dress, they aren't going to say nothing.
Tell your sister, make me another one.
yeah.
Make me another one.
We
Well,
thank you.
We appreciate it. Good luck on the breakfast. I will say, I think you will need to get tickets very quickly for this because those will sell out. Two events for that breakfast with Bill and some of the cast.
Be the 8th and the 15th.
And then also the shows are still going on. Some of the weekend shows, I think you can still get tickets for those. But Thank you, guys. We look forward to it. We appreciate you coming out.
I don't think people realize what an asset this art center is to the community. Really, I don't. I don't think they realize that there's young people like this and then older people too that do this. But one of the people that we're going to bring in here right now is Neil Applebaum. And of course, Neil is the director at this time of the Art Center, and he has multiple jobs. That's all I can say, because he's also involved with the Relay for Life, the Stones River Relay, and he puts a lot of time. In fact, I believe that you may have started this event, right?
I did start this event
Yes,
5 years ago.
You did.
Isn't it
And
nice to see, to have young people?
The building's full of young people all
I
the time.
know
And
it,
yes,
but
it's really great. And having
this-
the school shows, it just gives us a whole different flavor of the little kids. Because the cast members, always range from maybe 7 to 17 for any of these shows. And then when you've got 6-year-olds in the buildings and 8-year-olds in the building by the busload, it's really exciting. And as you,
it's a busload.
it's busloads. There were hundreds of kids through this building, and as you were saying earlier, for a lot of them, it's the students' first time being in any kind of a formal theater setting. It's their first time seeing a live stage show. So we kind of play that role. Schools don't always have the money, the budgets, the time to put on these kinds of productions, and we can do that.
But the biggest thing is, I think that a lot of people don't realize is that, those young people that come out and try out for plays and everything, those parents' involvement of driving back and forth and Brent coming here for performances and practices
and building sets and building costumes and stage managing. There's lots of parents. It's a artsy, community center. That's what's going on here all the time is building productions. It's amazing, really.
Well, I came into work Monday and I thought, or maybe it was
Tuesday.
Do you
probably.
remember when you came to work?
I don't. Anyway, I was a little bit late because I had some water issues at home. And I drove up and here's all these cars and I thought, wow.
Did you forget
What's
something?
going on now?
Did I miss a
Something's
meeting?
going on here. And then, of course, I thought, oh, it's got to be Beauty and the Beast, So when I walked in, of course, right out, it wasn't long till the buses start pulling up, But it amazes me how well that flows. Of course, I'm not in there to see anything that could have happened that I'm not aware of. But to handle this many children some of them are very young. Like I say, some of them kindergarten.
There are probably some kindergarten kids.
Yeah.
We've been doing this a long time. We've probably experienced every problem. We have a solution for every problem. It's like if a kid isn't comfortable, we run them out the bathroom. You just deal with it. It's fun, really. And Scarlett's been here forever. I hate to say that, Scarlett, but she's been through.
Scarlett is a dynamite person to have for this. She is, I'll tell you
She
what.
directs really fine shows, and she can also direct hundreds of kids through this building.
And she does.
And that's a skill. That's a skill.
And
I would put
managing
that
the
on my
parents,
resume.
and managing the chaperones, managing the teachers and the bus drivers. It's chaos here for a little bit, but the product is really amazing. It's great for everybody.
And then I love for them to come in because the chamber office is right off of the, where they have the crafts and the shop where you can buy some of these crafts. And of course, these children are probably, they're not interested right now in pottery or wood items or anything like that, but some of them they are, and they're very honest on their comments. And they don't always tell you maybe what you want to hear, but they're very honest, so I have to laugh because they're so funny, and they're very good about there's some items in there that could break so easily, so I kind of want to stand there, and walk around with them, and I think, don't touch this and don't touch it.
And I'm
they
not sure
feel good with that.
I'm not sure the kids get that they're all these things are made by their neighbors, people around the corner, people living in the next hollow. But after a couple of years of being here, I think they will understand that. And if they don't have a chance to go to Nashville to a museum, they get to see work that's on display in the gallery, and maybe they don't understand the context of it, but they get to see paintings, they get to see really large pottery by great, talented neighbors. So. It's besides the theater experience, they're getting exposed to a lot of other art. So.
They are, and this is a good thing.
So we were talking about the relay before
Yes.
we got started today. We were talking about how many miles that is, how you come off a short mountain, highest point,
22 miles start to finish.
start to finish.
No, you don't have to do all of it. You can do 1/3 of it, but the run-walk portion, the first section, is 5 miles, and that's from the Bible camp down to Short Mountain Elementary, and then you bike from Short Mountain Elementary to the Art Center, and then that's where you get in the river, and then paddle, your canoe, your kayak out to the Reedyville Mill.
And this shows you a lot of Cannon County.
It does. You get to see, the
does.
back roads. I love River Road. I mean, it's just one of the prettiest roads.
Oh, yeah.
Just,
It is
It's just-
pretty, as
it's
long
just
as you're in a
gorgeous.
car.
no, they're going to be on bikes.
They're going to be on bikes, and
You'll get to see it a lot slowly.
Some years you go, yeah, well, you hope quite slowly anyway.
Come off the hill there. It's a little bit of break area. But
It's an interesting road, but it is very scenic, a very scenic road.
so have you already got the website up for the relay?
It's ready to go. It's been up for a few weeks, and we have an amazing sponsor this year who's actually underwriting the whole event. Redstone Federal Credit Union out of Murfreesboro. They've just been, I don't know what they like about us, but I'm thrilled that they do. So their board just agreed to, underwrite all the costs of throwing the event, which means all the proceeds from the entrance all goes towards other projects.
And this is to keep the quality of Stones River kind of the
Watershed.
Right, we're following, the source of where the highest point in Middle Tennessee out to the Reedyville Mill. So, water lands on the west side of Short Mountain and flows all the way to Nashville, and we want to cover the first 22 miles of that and remind people about where their water comes from.
And how to take care of it.
We don't have an aquifer here. Everything we drink at home is surface water that flows into the river, some of us have springs, but most people are using city water, and that's pumped right out of the Stones River.
I mean, it's truly our water source. I mean, it's just always amazing when folks talk about Stones River, and I know the use of Murfreesboro and everything, but, it begins here. I mean, it really, truly does. So that's one of those topics that I like to talk about, so.
Well, it's interesting because it doesn't flow in from anywhere other than, now I say this, but we have a lot of underground caves, springs, so maybe somewhere where we're not seeing it's coming in somewhere.
Under the ground, yes.
Yes.
And connecting into our springs. Yeah, someone suggests that things come off of Mont Eagle and actually pump up under Short Mountain, and then assist in our water quality or our water flows. So it's hard to understand the hydraulics out here. Springs are connected a mile over here, a mile over there. It's amazing. There's an MTSU professor that does a lot of professional dye testing because they really want to see where this sinkhole, runs into this stream, and they test those things. And it's an amazing and complicated network of tunnels and springs.
So the ecosystem of all of it, kind of keeping everything in check.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Well, now we're going to get back to the Art Center because you also have in March another one of that's more or less student-oriented plays, which is the
Secret Garden.
Secret Garden.
Secret Garden.
I have to say, my daughter was in the Secret Garden many, many moons ago. I remember being here forever.
You were back there painting, weren't you?
I was painting and finding costumes and
Stage mom.
running lights and sound and things. But it was a very good experience. Wow, Secret Garden's back around.
And I think we have this just about every year, don't we?
Secret Garden?
No.
I think it's only been done twice in 33 years.
Well, then it had to be when she was over here painting.
Let's not talk about our age
She
or
was
anything
a mere
like that.
child. Her child
Yeah,
was
Scarlett's
in
directing the show, and it's an amazing cast. The two leads from Sweeney Todd, which was really probably one of the finest shows we ever produced here last year. The two leads from that are also starring in this. It's a great musical production. It's a great stage production.
It's a very visual event. I mean, just things that go on stage. That was one of my favorites.
So, I've been here 8 months now, and what I know from the day-to-day is, there's a show on stage, there's a show auditioning, and there's a show or two rehearsing, because depending on the complexity of the show, we may be 2 or 3 months out from the beginning of rehearsal to getting the show on stage. So there's just, it's sort of nonstop here.
It is. That's what, when they moved the chamber office down here, I thought, where'd all these people come from and who are they? I see them roaming around and I'm going, oh, are you looking for the chamber office? And they just look at me like, what?
I'm here for production.
Yes, that's right. There's a lot of stuff going on here.
So what's happening, Secret Garden is really the first show of our regular season. There's 6 shows in that season, and season tickets are just $50. So 6
amazing.
shows of live theater for $50. Money stays in the community. It educates the neighbors, it educates the kids, and then we get to entertain each other. And so we've got the 6-show season for $50, and then there's the 12-show season for $100. So we have really a show per month, and on top of that, we have 6 more concerts a year, having nothing to do with what we produce. We bring in other bands who like to perform. And in February is Tennessee Mafia Jug Band.
Yes.
They're generally here once a year, and it's almost always a sellout crowd because they're great.
They're amazing.
Listen, the Beatles were great. And
Yeah,
I'm
so-
not even a Beatles fan.
Yeah, 64
but they
had it.
were really good. I mean, I really enjoyed that. And there was a lot of people, and it was a mixed crowd as far as for ages. There was some little bitty ones, and then there was some teenagers, and then some middle-aged, and then some older, you know,
Well,
and I
if
thought,
you grew up with the Beatles, you might be in your 70s now. So
I'm not.
She's not going to go there.
you were
I was a
She
mere
can't
child
believe you
when
went
they
there.
came on the scene.
so.
But no, they were good. They
All
really
of our
were.
events are on the Art Center website, and that's the best way to keep track of everything we're doing. There's a calendar, and then there's lots of pictures with description of what's going on. But our advertising gets confusing because we have so many things going on. We're often advertising for auditions. We're promoting the next show or the next 3 shows at the same time. So there's always something fresh every month, if not more than once a month.
And what are some of the other concerts you're going to have besides the jug band?
The jug
that's
band, we've
coming?
got the Contrails. I don't know them. I haven't heard them yet. In March, we have Midnight Riders in May, and that is an Allman Brothers cover band. And then in September, we have Bailey and the Boys, and that's Bailey's the lead singer in the band, and then it's the rest of the group. And they've been together for 20 years, I believe, 20 or 30 years.
They're always fun concerts, so.
And then the Christmas show is going to be Honky Tonk.
Honky Tonk Angels.
That sounds like my kind of show.
That one would be fun.
It does.
And, on top of all the shows, we're showing paintings by Jack Labe in the gallery. Those are for sale as well. We're trying to generate an art buying audience. Maybe you don't have a lot of hand-done paintings in your house, but maybe you should buy one. And Rob Harvey, who's a really talented potter who lives in Dowelltown, DeKalb County, we've got some really large pieces by him, and then we've got some really tiny pieces by him. So, if you haven't been around a lot of pottery, Rob's work is really fine, and how he fires and his glazes are rare for this area as well.
I still haven't gotten over the guy that painted on the feathers back there.
Mr. Gasser, yes. He paints really
Wow.
beautiful landscapes on feathers or
Feathers.
on magnolia leaves, and they're really inexpensive. So
That would not be my talent.
no.
Well, I might
Have you
paint
tried?
something on there, but you wouldn't recognize
I
it.
would, I'm just small, detail-oriented.
I mean, on a feather, though.
I
mean,
know,
could
I'm sitting
paint
here
something
thinking,
on a
okay.
feather. I may
Well, I
need a
think
wall.
you
you
pulled
know.
off the bird first. It's not.
Well, I would hope.
Step one.
Step one.
Find the feather not attached to
See,
the bird.
there's where I went wrong.
Yeah,
That would be where I went wrong first.
Hard to
You
hold the
could
bird
get that
still.
bone to sit, that bird to sit still.
Can you imagine that would leave out one step and, everything goes.
Everything goes wild.
We have too much fun.
Well, I know.
And since we're in this room today, I don't know if everyone knows, this is the building that's in the corner of Cannon Hall, and it's where Christmas Dinner Theater, where the dinner was for the part of the dinner theater. We've got 3 or 4 weddings coming up and a 100th birthday party for Dude Northcutt.
Yes.
So we're starting to use this room very differently. It's a room that holds a large number of people. It's connected very easily to the restaurant, so it's a great place for parties, and we're starting to invite folks to come have their events in this space.
It would be a great space for an event, so I think that.
Lots of room.
We're good at it. We know how to put on a party. We know
We
how to
do.
decorate a space. We've got a great parking lot.
And you've just got a great facility here. This would put on a good show, so.
I had no idea the art center is as big as it is.
It's a big building.
18,000 square feet.
Large
And I had
facility.
only seen about 6 of it, I guess, because I went in the back part and I thought, wow, am I still in Cannon County?
Just keeps going. That's all the different
does.
colors of red around the building.
I guess that's what it is. But it's a good thing for Cannon County. And people, if you haven't been here, just come in and take a look around. And you know, if you don't go to every show because it's addictive, pick out one and just go to it and see what you think about it, whether it be one of the concerts. Listen, that group that was here for the Beatles, that was a party group. We had
good.
some that were maybe 70, and they were
And some who were 20.
dancing.
And
Yeah,
some that
we
were
did.
20, yes.
Yes, we did.
We had a wide range of groups.
It was a good night, and they were that group sounded to me better than the Beatles. But then that's
Did you ever see the
they
Beatles
did.
live?
Not
Maybe they
live.
were-
I seen them on the Ed Sullivan Show.
So you're getting to tell your age again, Carolyn. Let's just stop
I
right
told you
there.
I was a mere child when
You
that
were a
happened.
mere child at that time.
And my last little plug, little comment is, I know it's February, I know it's a little rainy and gray outside, but it won't be long before the farmer's market is operating. So yes, that's a few months away, but those farmers are getting ready to plant. So
And that's located right here on site?
right here, and the restaurant's open while the farmer's market is open, and it's a great place for everyone to gather for various
I love the
activities.
farmer's market. Getting up early on Saturday morning, coming out, going through, getting fresh items for the week. So,
And they have a lot of different things there too, things that you wouldn't expect to be at a farmer's market, but that's okay too. Actually, we hope that grows.
I think it will. This is the first year where the building will be up fully for the whole season.
For the whole
We
season.
got it up late July last year, and it'll be ready for the first day this year.
good things. Well, thank you, Neil.
You're welcome. Thanks for
You're
having me.
just a
Wealth of
bundle
information.
of information, I can just tell you right now. We appreciate you. You work hard. Neil does work hard. He does.
Well, Carolyn, I know that one of the things that has been going on in our community, and I know DTC has been involved with it, has been our ball teams. You were there last night, were you not?
Oh, yeah. I had to stand up. Now, imagine that. But I did. There was no place else to sit. I mean, that's how packed it was. So
The
I
Woodbury-
stood down there behind the referee because sometimes he
You didn't
needs
yell,
help.
did you?
No, I just quietly tell him, what you just did was wrong, and you know it.
We're being honest here. We love our basketball here in Cannon County, and the Linettes are number one
Right, in the
Division.
regular season,
in their
the
regular
state.
season,
Yeah.
in the state. So, yay, go
but
Lions.
The boys need one more win, and we thought we had it last night. Last 2 seconds of the game, I mean, it was luck. That team threw up a shot and it went in. We lost by 2 points, but that's okay because we did the same thing to them when we went. It was Upperman. And we will play again on Friday, and I believe that's in Livingston. And if we win that one, then they will also be.
So
first,
Livingston,
so-
just be prepared. There's a bunch of people from Cannon County coming your
Yeah,
way.
Well, they already know because I've got to tell you, there's no fans like Cannon County fans because they will pack any place you bring. You have them, and especially if they're winning. And sometimes even when they're not winning.
Well, the
but they
thing-
bring the
Their
crowd.
crowd.
They do.
Well, I know, with running the senior center, I have a lot of my seniors that's one thing they love. I mean, they're talking
they
about,
do.
they're at the center going, what are you wearing tonight? I'm wearing this maroon and gold shirt, and what time are you going to be there? And are we going to ride together to go to the away games? And they have their little sections they like to sit in and cheer their teams on. I mean, it is truly, truly a week event. I mean, they're planning from week to week
They
where
do.
they're going.
And
in.
we have some of those that go to every game. I don't care where it is. And they have no one playing.
No,
I mean,
no,
they
I have
no
some of them have no
grandchildren, they
grandchildren or
have
anything.
nothing.
They're just supporting their community. So.
Right, they are, and they're getting, and we love it. We want to invite them to come to all the games because the crowd is a lot of it. When you
Now-
we go to places where it's their home,
And we have
and
more
we
people.
fill up one whole section of it, and they've got a few sitting over there. Now, I will tell you the exception to that rule is DeKalb County, because they will bring their fans.
they're
It's a
just
big
right across.
rivalry, but they'll bring their fans.
So I will say the district games start in Sparta. Are they in
Right,
Sparta?
and it'll be the 10th through the 15th. And I
February.
don't know times and dates yet because it depends on how we end up.
So go Lions.
Good luck, guys.
We wish you a lot of luck. And to all those parents and grandparents and friends and family that have been going out to support them, keep going. You're doing a great job because we really know that you're the other person on the field at all times,
Yeah,
on the
you
court,
are. I mean,
because
it does make a
it
difference.
makes a big difference. And those ball players really do appreciate you coming out and cheering for them.
They do. And, you know, as rowdy as we get, sometimes the other crowd loves it too. They like to watch us, so.
They're going to be watching for you. That's what they're going to be doing. They're going to be watching for Carolyn over there, whispering to the.
No, I wouldn't whisper.
Well, you weren't
Just,
whispering.
No, they were real close, you know, so I didn't have to yell. They were just, I was standing right behind them. But no, I've refereed, and my kids all played ball. My grandkids all played ball. I've coached and refereed and played and done everything else for years. So I figure I can give them a few pointers.
Well, you know, February is a short month, but we have a lot of things going on here in Cannon County. We invite you to come out and be a part of. Just to our male viewers out there, it is February 14th. It's a very special day that you need to remember. Valentine's Day.
Yes, and we have things in Cannon County you can buy.
Yes.
You don't have to go anywhere else. We've got jewelry, flowers, candy, building supplies, tires. You can get anything.
What kind of Valentine? Are you kidding?
Well, I think one year for Valentine's Day, I did get a set of tires.
Ooh, tires.
I was excited.
You were excited.
I was.
Okay, well, I mean, if that's what gets you, that's good. I'm glad for you.
No, we do have a lot of items that you can get right here in town. You don't have to go any further. You can buy it right here in Woodbury
So, men, don't forget Valentine's Day, February 14th. I'm going to repeat it. So,
for your own good. Don't forget that.
don't forget.
And we're out of time, Connie, and it's been
fun. It has been fun. The Beauty and the Beast. We got to
I
have.
know, I love them.
Yes.
The beast didn't look like a beast, but
Well, I was
he
expecting something
interesting.
different. He was a nice-looking young man. So,
Yes, he was.
okay. Thank you, DTC.
Yes. Tom, thank you for being here and putting up with us. And happy Valentine's Day to everybody, and we will see you next month, hopefully.